Your home studio has it. My home studio has it. And I think we've all been diagnosed with the issue. The gear bug. Wanting to get new gear for your studio is always an exciting thing. Heck, even my last video I talked about a new piece of gear that I bought for the studio here. But there was a lot of thought that went into that buying process, and really there's 3 specific questions that we all need to ask ourselves before we buy any piece of gear. And let's hop into those right now. But real quick, I do want to say, if you stick it out to the end of this video, I have a very exciting announcement to make also. Question number 1. Do you know how to use the gear you already have? Case in point for me, last year I bought a PreSonus fader port. Now, I got it strictly for the fader itself. It's great for writing automation. It's great for quick adjustments on specific channels. And, there's a ton of other control features on here that I know what they do, but I haven't dived into it enough to really justify going and buying more faders to control more things and have fingers on more faders. Now, would that be a great thing to have? Sure, absolutely. I'm sure everyone has probably at one point had, hands-on faders, whether a live event or in a different type of recording studio, if it's not in your home studio already. But understanding how to use the current gear you have and the functionality and capabilities can really start to alter your thought process when you're looking at purchasing new gear because you think you may need it. In fact, with the fader port, if you guys want to see a video about that, let me know down in the comments. I think that'd be a fun one to make. Question number 2. Have you put any music out with the last piece of gear that you bought? I got a new digital piano for the studio here, and I got it to replace a MIDI controller that it was just no longer reliable. And that MIDI controller I actually had for just about a decade, and even in the last 24 months, I've released 2 albums that MIDI controller, it was used heavily to create those albums. That old Behringer I had, it served its purpose for a really long time. So when you're thinking about, do I need a new microphone? What was the last piece of music you put out with the microphone you currently have? Oh, I need a new guitar. What was the last thing that you recorded and released utilizing the guitar that you have? I know wanting to buy new is always intriguing, and it is exciting for sure. But make sure that we're using what we have currently, because you're still going to get great results with it. And question number 3, what problem is it solving? So there's been a handful of guitar pedals that I've bought specifically for this channel to review those, and while most of them have ended up on my pedal board, there's still 2 or 3 that are just over here sitting on a shelf. Now, those aren't really serving any purpose, but everything else that I've purchased for the studio, I've done so with distinct purpose in mind, whether it's a cable to a shaker to a tambourine, everything in between. I mean, back to the new digital piano we got that because the old option was failing. This boom arm right here we got because the old one, the springs were way too noisy. Every time you even went to move it, it was just noise. Even down to something as minuscule, something you may not think of, like the electric guitar amp stand that my AC-15 is sitting on, because it was vibrating on the hardwood floor, not to the fact where it was causing damage with the vibrations, but I heard about it. We'll say that. I heard about it. It affected the rest of the house. Although it does seem like you need that new microphone or guitar just because it's different or maybe because it's prettier, I want to challenge you. And I'm actually going to take this challenge with you because I'm working on something right now also. I want to challenge you to take what you currently have, utilize that, and release a single. Like I said, I'm working on a single right now as well. And honestly, using what you have currently, you're going to get some great results with it as long as you understand how to use it. And I mean, if you look at my last album I put out, my Christmas album, we used, out of all the microphones I have, we used 2 microphones. This one, and we used the Aston Spirit microphone. Now, we used this one a lot because it was plugged in. It was already set up, ready to go. And it doesn't sound bad. So, you got to think creatively, and forcing yourself to be creative. It's been said that forced creativity is still creativity. So take what you currently have and release a single, and let me know when you do. I'd be thrilled to hear it. I want to hear what music you guys are putting out. And you know what? I've been thinking about this, and I've been thinking, Floodwater Studios, let's join the flood. Join the flood with me, and you and let's saturate this world with music. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with. If you've hung in with me this far, I promised a little bit of an announcement, and I am extremely, extremely excited that I am now offering one-on-one coaching specifically for Studio One. So if you're looking for some help, hit me up at floodwaterstudios.com/coaching and check it out. I'll put a link down in the description here as well. I want to help you get comfortable enough with your DAW that it is not a hindrance when it comes to making music and getting music released. I want it to be natural for you and just get creative and get going. So I can't wait to hear from you guys about that. If you're interested, again, link down in the description. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope that you do take the single challenge and release some new music soon. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Go record something. Bye.